Welcome to the WhoDem podcast, everyone.
Whoa!
Clap.
Yay!
Yeah. If you didn't notice, we've got a bit of a special guest today. Got a bit of a special guest.
Thanks for noticing. Hi guys, what up?
Shut the fuck
Hello.
up, Griffin.
So I'm Harry Potter.
What's popping, Harry?
Not much. Just
How are those
Kinda vibing.
wands? How are those wands?
yeah.
What you doing?
No, I'm not
Yeah.
actually Harry Potter, by the way. In case,
Well,
in case you
like,
thought I was.
We thought he was.
Yeah.
yeah. But welcome, Freddy. So, if for those who don't know who Badlinu is, you're fucking stupid. But you're pretty, you're pretty awesome, I'd say. You're pretty fucking cool.
I'd agree, but I'm
Yeah.
not up my own ass.
Yeah, no.
I don't agree actually. I suck.
Yeah, Griffin is. Griffin, you're completely up.
I'm
your
on
ass,
his?
aren't
Oh,
you?
okay, yeah, my own, yeah. No, I thought we were still talking about Badlinu. Yeah, no, that's true. But, we're
Yeah.
not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about content.
I'm
right?
sorry, but Hungary just scored a goal against Germany. Let's go Hungary. Sorry.
I love.
That's
I
good
love
for
Hungary.
us. That's good. Sorry.
Hungary's pretty
Yeah.
great. I used to love doing football. I was pretty good at it too, but I'm not good at watching. Not good at watching any sport.
Yeah. You're shit.
It's a lot of. Gosh. Takes a lot of concentration, but yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
just
watched one whole football match in my life, and that was when I was 7, and I was in a pub with my dad. And it was very uncomfortable there, so I just looked straight at the screen for 90 minutes. And I had no idea what was going on, but that was the only thing I felt comfortable looking at.
Fair enough.
Fair
Sounds
enough.
like
That's
football to me.
Okay, so Freddie, how you doing? How you doing, Freddie?
I'm
I've been
doing
waiting to
alright.
move on
I'm
to
doing
that,
alright.
like, about-
Yeah, now I've just had a piano lesson online
Yeah.
because I'm actually in quarantine.
Yeah. What's happening with that music stuff then? Are you like planning on writing stuff? Well, not writing. I mean,
I
producing
think at
stuff.
some
and
point.
shit in
I
the
think at some
future.
point, yeah, no, I will. Like, I do a lot of kind of. I've done a lot of production stuff the past year. But yeah, no, I made a lot of music. But because I do music, you know how a lot of content creators don't do music and they'll release a song, and I feel like
Yeah.
because I do music, I feel almost even more pressure to deliver. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
if it's shit, then it's like, oh, this guy's done music for like his whole life, and his song was like 10 times worse than fucking Dream. Do you know what I mean? And like, of course that's fine, but like, of course there's a lot of pressure for me. I maybe I'm just creating the pressure, but if I do release a song, I want it to be a banger. And there's a bit of pressure because I'm like, well, what if it's shit? Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean that's the exact same with me. Like when fucking doing In Your DMs,
yeah,
that was fucking hell for me.
Yeah.
Because even in the end, I still didn't think it turned out very well. In
But
the
at
end,
the end
Which
of
is
the day,
crazy.
I guess it doesn't really matter because you've done that at such a, I don't want to sound patronizing, you've done that at such a young age. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So for you to release a song,
yeah, and I mean,
at your age, you've done a sick job. So I wouldn't,
Shade. You know what
I
I,
mean,
was doing when I was
watching-
13? You don't want to know what I was doing at 13.
Yeah, oh yeah, well, when I was 13, I
songs
was
like
a
that.
squeaker playing Bed Wars, making Minecraft YouTube videos. So
Exactly.
like, I'm
what's your
still a-
original name, Freddie?
Yeah. What was my original name? What? My original.
Your
YouTube
original
channel.
Minecraft name.
So I used to
Yeah.
have a YouTube channel called Gaming Sloth. Yeah.
Fine, Sloth
Oh yeah,
are
I
cool.
remember that now. Oh shit. Oh no.
Gaming Sloth. Big up.
Sloths are
I was
cool.
a big fan.
Slow but deadly.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
was, it was a fun channel, and to be honest, I feel like having started making content from such a young age, even though like all of it's completely deleted, unlisted or whatever, I feel like it's such good practice to do, even if you don't release it, like just to make content, practice
How old
talking
were
to a
you?
camera.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was in my first year of secondary school, like high school stuff, so I would have been 11, probably.
Fucking hell.
So
Yeah,
about 11, and now I'm 18. So
So how was school for you in terms of content creation? Because I remember when I was in school, and still am in school, and I was fucking awesome. Everyone was like, "Oh, fucking hell, that Kid
he's
Cat
talking about-
Gamer guy! Wow, he does YouTube. That's awesome." No, well, I mean, I was in year 4 at the time, so it would have been different for me.
no,
but
no, that
what was it
wasn't
like?
what it was like at all.
Yeah,
No one thought it was cool.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah,
maybe like start of year 7, it was like, okay, not many people have YouTube channels. That's kind of cool, but just because it was different. But then
yeah.
everyone gets to, I'd say, the age of like 12, 13, and then suddenly having a YouTube channel isn't a cool thing. It's just
And
a
then
bit of a cringy thing.
hormones. Yeah.
And don't get me
yeah.
wrong, the videos were cringy, but I wasn't any less cringy than any other year 7, so it didn't really matter to me. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the thing is, I don't know. It was just
Yeah.
Kids that age just begin to develop their social awareness. So if you're standing out, people will like you.
yeah. Exactly.
At least that's my theory. And
I
that,
mean,
so
like-
somehow cracks are still cool in school. I got bullied to death.
Yeah, I don't know
alright.
how you're a cool kid. Like, I don't know whether you're just talking out your ass here, but like,
No, I
having a
think
YouTube channel was not a cool thing
No.
to do, especially if you played Minecraft. Like, I had a lot of people take the piss out of me. It actually put me off doing it and stuff.
That's
I-
I quit many
you know,
times because
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean the thing is with me, it's just because I've somewhat just constantly evolved with the times and what people thought was cool. So for example, I started off doing Minecraft. That was everyone watched Stampy in year 4. That was that was
I really
cool.
watched something, you know.
Oh, you fucking loser.
No, I was more of because I didn't mind watching Stampy, but having been exposed to the what we could say, I don't know. I mean, it's mature, but realistically, it's quite immature.
Yeah,
But,
it was like
I watched a lot of like Sky Does Minecraft and
Yeah,
and
bro.
Baby
I mean,
Baby.
I was
But he said crap, and that was like, yo, you don't say crap, yo, that's way too far.
that was me with Smosh.
well, he swore
First
at
of
the
it-
start. He swore at the
Yeah,
start.
he did swear. He swore as well. So
That's why
I watched him from like quite a young age. So when I was introduced to Stampy, like for me, I was like, what is this? What is this? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause I wasn't
Good
quite
show.
brought up there. But my sister, for example, she's in year 7 now or whatever. So she's 12, but she loves like kind of. I mean, maybe not Stampy, but she watches a lot of people like that who are kind of like a lot more
Just
family friendly.
chill. Yeah, yeah.
Whereas I didn't. I was exposed to, but then again, I watched YouTube from quite a young age, so maybe that's
Yeah.
part of it. I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, I still watched people like Sky Does Minecraft. I just sort of had to do it in secret while no one was watching. So, yeah, so...
Well, yeah, no, I
it's-
never would have shown my mum a Sky Does Minecraft video because she wouldn't have let me go back on YouTube. But still, like at the time, it was like I watched all that stuff. It was cool.
Yeah.
Um,
I remember my
Watched
mum
everything.
walked in on me watching Smosh once. And that was that was nearly the fucking end of me, of just fucking being alone on the internet in my room.
yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
very scary.
No, I didn't have that problem. I did watch Sky Does Minecraft though. I started watching Beijing Canadian at first, and then I branched
Americans.
out. And then I branched out to all his friends, and then watched Sky Does Minecraft. And I remember watching every video, like backtracking all the Sky Does Minecraft videos to see like all the old mod reviews and stuff.
I almost think there was almost a curve in terms of like YouTube when it first came out was quite censored for a bit, but then it got gradually more edgy.
Yeah,
And
but
like
then I
stuff
think
like
I think it matured with its audience.
Yeah,
I think that
100%,
always
but I feel like
happens.
it's almost gone back to being censored, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
you can't.
Definitely,
Bec-
definitely.
especially with
Because
the whole
now,
monetization.
because not exactly for the monetization, companies don't want their logo on somebody who keeps talking about controversial subjects. So if you swear like a sailor, then most brands don't want their logo on that.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
But like speaking of edgy content, that definitely has been lost because I mean, you say one thing now and then Twitter's on your back. It's it's really annoying because they're like it's just a joke at the end of the day. Like you see people like talking about Jay Schlatt and shit and how he's somewhat racist. At the end of the day, firstly it's a character and secondly it's a joke and he doesn't mean any of the things he says.
It's a controversial topic on its own, really. I mean,
Yeah.
And that's crazy. How is it crazy to discuss the fact that some people are controversial? The people get offended so fast.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's good. I think on one hand, I think you need to have you
definitely need
people
to
to draw the line and say no, that's not acceptable. And it's good
Mm.
because, of course, people are educating, and that's great.
Definitely, yeah.
Of course, I know. I think, of course, not to defend. I think it's important not to defend people as well, like for making comments, of course.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's just down to what people are feeling comfortable with.
Hmm.
If someone feels uncomfortable, feel like that, I can't speak. If someone feels uncomfortable whilst watching something, then it's But I don't. But at the end of the day, I don't think there should be cancel culture because taking someone's fucking whole career and their life's work away just because they make jokes that you don't necessarily agree with is just fucking.
Yeah, well, there's
stupid.
jokes.
Exactly.
And, well, no, it
There's jokes
depends.
and-
It depends.
yeah.
There's a line to it, of course.
Well, to
Yeah,
go
there's
out
to
of
it,
your
yeah.
way to end somebody's career is one thing, but you can also just say like,
It's
hey,
more
look,
the small
this-
things.
this
It's more the
person-
small things. The small things.
Yeah.
yeah,
I understand why people do it to people like, no offense to Jay Schlatt, but I understand why it happens to Jay Schlatt. It makes sense.
but to
'Cause he is
cancel them,
edgy.
you can just say
But,
I
like,
don't agree
it's
with
when
this.
when it happens to creators for genuinely kind of tiny things. Like I think it was like can't remember who it was, but someone like got like the Mexican flag and the Italian flag mixed up, and people got annoyed. And I'm
That
like,
wasn't that Tubbo? Yeah.
I think it might have been.
I saw Miskiff's reaction to that. That
Yeah,
was
that's who it was. Yeah, I saw Miskiff react to it, so I wasn't sure.
193
wasn't it?
countries in the world.
But things like that. It's like there's a certain line to it. Like, of course,
Oh yeah.
I understand why people do it to people who are making genuinely edgy jokes that could be, that are offensive. Like, I understand why
Yeah.
it happens to people like Jay Schlatt.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense if that many people are
feel like-
watching you.
Yeah.
Feel
But
like
when it is a minor thing, like someone doesn't know a flag, and people calling you racist for not knowing a flag country is like,
Well,
are you expected to know every single place in the world and
Yeah.
memorize all of these? And if you get it wrong,
193
it's like,
countries in the
you
world,
could
and you need to know
literally
all of
make a
them.
mistake like that just by,
But people always forget that YouTubers aren't. There's not. It's not as if they have had media training just because they've had a lot of subscribers. People make
Well, yeah,
those
that's
kinds
the
of
thing
mistakes.
as well. Like, as for a lot of my friends, we're all still kids. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just
You know,
people in their bedroom
and-
playing Minecraft.
And like, we can talk about stuff and like give our opinion, but of course we're not.
Yeah.
We're not.
You're not
everything
perfect. Yeah.
we say is necessarily right, and that's
I mean,
something
hey,
that you've got to have on your head. You got to think, oh yeah, okay.
the thing that I
probably know
just
that stuff.
Jay Schlatt might even just be completely wrong, and I might just have been talking out my own arse. Then. But the thing is, that's what I feel like at the moment, and if things probably will change, where it's like I'll probably see something else, like someone will point something out to me that was wrong about my opinion, and that's that's good.
You can't really have a wrong opinion, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You can't
know,
really
I
have a
think-
wrong opinion.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have any opinion. Don't ever think you
Yeah.
have a wrong opinion. Because
Yeah.
just because you don't have the same opinion as everybody else doesn't mean you're wrong.
Mm.
That's an
Mm.
important thing to remember. Because that will happen
Yeah.
a lot. But it's important to remember as a creator that if there is a very strong mainstream opinion, then you should probably,
Yeah.
think about that
Just
because you might
shut up.
hurt people.
I mean,
But-
onto the Notch subject. That's kind of relates to what happens to it. Notch probably isn't. He just has. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to get the words out here. But no, he's a very controversial man. I feel like a lot of the stuff that he says doesn't come out the way you want. I mean, there's a brilliant video on it. It's called Notch, the part that we don't see. I think it's called. I don't know. I'll probably link it. Well, Griffin will in the description.
yeah.
Yeah, because you run the channel. Well, look at me, I'm Mr. Griffin. But yeah, I think through the filtering of Twitter and stuff, I feel like messages become very mixed to what they actually mean.
Well,
like,
yeah,
behind
of
the
course,
message.
people pick up on one thing and that gets highlighted.
Yeah.
And then there's also like a level of like I feel like there's almost if you're not careful. I mean, this is one of the reasons I kind of I try and stay off Twitter as much as possible and stuff like that. But if you're not careful, like the meaning of words are gonna lose impact, because if people are gonna get annoyed at someone for not knowing the flag and accuse it as racist, that takes away the power of anti-racism, because you're just using it in every single situation
Definitely.
you feel you can.
Yeah.
And that's an issue, because actually people aren't going to take people seriously, and it is a serious matter and people need to take it seriously.
Definitely.
you know, it needs to be to a point where people are genuinely like, okay, all right.
Yeah,
this is-
great you brought it up. Because I definitely agree with that. In my house, I'm not allowed to say that I hate things. I was raised that way. My parents, every time I said I hated something, my mom would say would cut me off and tell me hating isn't disliking something a lot isn't hating something. Hating something is like looking at that certain thing and basically wanting it to not exist anymore. That's what hate is. So
I like that, to be honest.
yeah, and that
Yeah.
So I don't really hate things anymore. I just dislike things strongly.
I feel like, yeah, I like that, you know, philosophy of, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Because hating is a strong thing, but yeah, no, I like that. That's cool. Good way to grow up by as well.
I
'Cause
tried.
I feel like the more you hate things,
Hate's
in
a
a current
disease.
context as well. Like if I was to hate every single person who used to take the piss out of me at school and you know, take things way too far, you know, like you know, when I was at secondary school, I would definitely say I got pretty badly bullied at some point. But
Yeah.
like anyone who did that to me, I don't hate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, don't
that's
get me
important.
wrong. They put me through a shit time. Like, you know, even people who I look back and I think, oh yeah, you used to spit in my face, you used to like, you know, fucking do horrible things to me, you know, stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong.
I don't like him.
You
No
know, I don't
shit.
like them.
You know.
I don't have to like them, but you know, I'm at a point now where I'm like, I kind of just hope that they don't do that to anyone else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And,
that
to
they
hate
were feeling
someone or
okay as well. Because that's the thing that I've learned. Like a lot of the people that have bullied me, because I definitely have been bullied in the past. Well, what felt like bullying to me at least.
Well, if it feels like
It-
bullying, then it is.
It
you know
is.
what I mean?
I've learned some shit about them, and you know, it's just sort of, it's really sad at the end of the day, because
Yeah.
you know they're resuppressing that hatred into someone else, and that's dumb. But onto more light topics. Okay, so Minecraft seen a pretty big fucking blow up. You could say in the past few months. How much do you think that has impacted your channel? Do you think it's somewhat blocked you from being able to do other stuff, or has it sort of just, you know, just increased your creativity and your willingness to do, you know, to really push yourself?
What, me personally?
Yeah, like you personally. So, for example,
Yeah.
yeah, like, do you feel like because Minecraft is the thing that you're known for, do you think you're unable to sort of do anything else that isn't somewhat related to Minecraft
Yeah, a lot of
in
people
a
have been
way?
talking about that.
I even think I'm necessarily even known for Minecraft anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
I think
I
look-
haven't done
haven't-
I mean, like I might hop on Minecraft occasionally on stream. I haven't streamed Minecraft for over 4 months.
Yeah, but I mean,
And I haven't made any content on Minecraft for. Do
and that's
about-
yeah.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
but
So-
I mean,
But in terms of when it blew up, you know, I started off on a massive Hypixel game called Skyblock that blew up almost with the
Yeah,
revival
yeah.
of Minecraft, and I think
That's how I
that's
found
one
you.
of the that's one of the reasons. Well, that's, you know, that was my first video that I had that properly got into the YouTube
Yeah.
algorithm and performed well.
yeah.
How does
So,
that
yeah,
feel?
I would definitely say that, you know, I would definitely say that it definitely helped. But then, in terms of, it helped in the same way as, you know, you move with the trends. But yeah, no, I guess it did help.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't think it ever restricted me. I don't think it ever capped me to only doing Minecraft. It's one of the things I pride myself on. I feel like I don't think I've let that happen.
So
Yeah.
it's a kind of weird question, I guess. But you had been doing content creation for a while before you blew up. Well, before your video got into like momentum in the algorithm, right? Oh.
I mean, I would say kind of yes and no, because I stopped making content for a good 2-3 years.
Mhm.
I got really into just the Minecraft, just playing loads of PvP games, getting really into that kind of scene.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, no, I would say over time. Sorry, Ronaldo's just taking a penalty. Sorry.
This man's watching
He
football in the
scored,
second
by the
round.
way. He scored.
fucking-
He scored.
Fucking, you're gonna be making
Portugal.
foot drafts next, Freddy. Watch out, watch out. You're gonna be on the fucking foot draft scene.
Oh wait, no, yeah, no, Can't be a good foot draft. Sorry. Sorry.
What I was gonna say is like, because I've been doing this since I was 12 and I'm 21 now, and like recently it's been going way better and better. But I can't imagine waking up one day and seeing that one of my videos has actually gotten anywhere beyond 100 views. You know.
I remember when it first happened because the first video that I had that hit the algorithm was called "The Worst Pet in Hypixel Skyblock," and I remember making the thumbnail. I was sat in a call with Tubbo, and I remember making the thumbnail. And I was like, before that, I'd like ran my thumbnails behind everyone, but I kind of made this one completely myself. And I was really excited about it. And you have this thing on YouTube called the out of 10. And,
Yeah.
That basically,
that,
for those who don't know, that basically means, it ranks all your videos out of 10 compared to your last 10 videos. Do you know what I mean? And that was 1 out of 10. And it was 1 out of 10 by a lot. And that was exciting for me because I saw that. And of course, I don't think necessarily the 1 out of 10 defines how well, your video will do.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it does.
Yeah.
But
because it doesn't take into account the past like subscribers and stuff that you had at the time, and like the amount of traction that
Did you have
get.
a relatively new channel then, because you stopped for a while?
I had my original channel, which was gaming stuff, and I had that from, I think it was from my time in year 7 to probably year 9. And then I made my Badlinu channel. That was the summer. That was the summer of 2018. So I was going into my last year of secondary school, and I made a couple of videos. They were alright. They were just. Wait, what's that?
I was going into my first year of fucking secondary school then. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're so old.
I was going out of middle school in 2018. I was 18 in 2018.
Yeah, but for me, that was like that was my last year of secondary school, and a couple of people knew about my channel. But by that point, like, no one really judged it. Do you know what I mean? No one.
Everyone was to get a bit more level-headed. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like as soon as I got past, as soon as people got past the age of like 14, 15, people stop caring as much because you just do your own thing. And if you don't, and that's what I like about going. I mean, I've finished it more or less now, but that's what I like about the college I go to is.
Yeah, college is way different.
There's none of the kind of secondary school culture that you have. The typical kind of like everyone takes the piss out of you kind of, you gotta be, a cool kid. Everyone cares about how many Instagram followers they have.
Yeah.
And it's like
the status quo.
Yeah, exactly, and it fully is like that. And to be honest, I never really cared about that from when I was, from my first year of being in secondary school. By the end of it, I discovered, I don't really care. But
but everybody had that moment.
But by the end of it, everyone's like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I didn't care for like 5 years of my life. Which is why I made Minecraft YouTube videos, and it wasn't the cool thing to do.
Well,
but,
I think it's also the fact that I really believe that because you just develop your social awareness, everything's really scary, and that's why like a group starts bullying someone to make sure that they are not the person that's being bullied, to secure their own place in the social circle.
The amount of people who would kind of sit by.
Yeah, I did it too, but
they wouldn't defend you because it would. The thing is, and I don't blame these people at all, because like at the end of the day, a lot of people don't want to get bullied. So why would you want to get involved? Because one of the reasons I feel like I cause a lot of shit for myself is because one of my mates used to get picked on, and I used to stick up for him. But as a result, people would turn on me. So I do get it, but at the same time, like for me, it was like I'd rather be loyal to a friend and
then
to a bunch of people I really don't care about. Which is that was when I learned. I don't really care.
Well, I realized that it was very difficult for me to notice bullying. Because, well, not like actual bullying, but like the stuff that really stuck with you, like the feeling absolutely excluded from everybody else. That was the stuff that hit me most, just to feel that I was completely alone. And those are the small things, right? and I never at a certain point I was being addicted to somebody else, and after I did it, I realized, oh wow, now I'm the bully. But
Yeah.
that was but that's just, and I talked to the people that bullied me in school, and I was drunk because we were in a cafe, and I told them about like all that, and they were like, "Are you serious? Did I really treat you like that? I never realized that. I thought I was just joking." So I think that's also a really big part of it. I like how we keep going back to bullying.
Yeah. Okay. Let's.
It was a big part of my life, and I feel like a lot of people I talk to,
I mean,
I've had people message me.
Cristiano just
I've had
making
quite a
another
few-
goal. Oh, I thought I saw you pause for a second, so I thought.
No, not yet. But I tell you what, all right, there's a lot of rain, like at the football game. Like, let me just share screen. Wait, just check this out. Check this out. Look how much rain there is. Wait, let me go back a second, okay? Like, look at this.
Oh, that's a lot of rain.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
That is a pretty big amount of rain. Fair play.
It's pouring.
That's only one game.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh.
Don't worry, I'm not fully paying attention to the game. But just
Yeah.
caught my eye. It caught my eye. I was like, "Geez, that's a lot of
In
rain."
a circle. So, you mentioned before, Tubbo, Tommy, all those people. It's getting to that part of the podcast now. I feel like,
Oh,
know,
right, yeah.
no, yeah. Don't worry, I'm not gonna ask like, oh, how did you become friends with them? I just wanted to. I was just
Well, if
wondering.
You wanna know, it's on my watch channel.
Yeah.
Nice,
I'm
nice.
sorry, that's a joke.
Very nice.
Yeah, but, like,
I don't think you're
No,
gonna get a lot of clout out of this, dude. I'm sorry.
no, but do you think because every time, like a lot of the time, people see you as Tommy and its friend. That's not how obviously you're specifically depicted, but to a lot of people, wait, hang on, I'm trying to make this sound the least arsehole as possible.
Don't worry about it. Just apologize afterwards if it sounds assholey, because you don't
Yeah,
mean
Fair,
to.
Okay.
I feel like, I mean, I don't know exactly what you're gonna say, but like,
Yeah.
there might be the odd person who says, "Oh yeah, Tommy and his friend." The majority of people don't. Like, the majority of people seriously don't. And I don't wanna sound like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm more than just that," because like, I mean, it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter what people think, and
Mm.
but like, no, it does, of course, but
Yeah.
to a certain extent, like. I honestly, it's not like my whole chat is constantly filled with, oh yeah, Tommy's friends,
Yeah.
Tommy's friends, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think it's never really affected me, really.
Yeah,
To be
well,
honest,
I mean,
a lot of
you-
people have asked whether I've ever got jealous and shit like that. But like, for me to see all my friends
Yeah.
doing so well,
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
genuinely
that's
so
the fucking
proud.
best
And
thing.
that's why I kind of feel like of course, like the occasional thing that I see and I think, oh, okay, I'm a bit. That's cool. I wish I was doing that. Like,
Yeah.
seeing them all go skydiving, I'm a little bit like, that looks so sick.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like,
Um,
I'm just happy that they're doing so.
Yeah, that
successful,
your
and
friends are
actually
doing
to see them
something
do
cool.
so
That's the
well. That motivates me as well. So I'm not gonna feel jealous, because what's that gonna do? That's
I
just gonna make you
respect
feel
that.
shit, isn't it? You gotta
Well, I mean-
make the most of what you've got and actually
Yeah.
Yeah.
work with it. And if you
What-
if you want something, go and chase it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
so that's why I try and be, do as
Yeah,
much
well,
as
I guess I guess you sort of answered the question that I was going to ask, because I was going to ask, how do you feel that you being Tommy and its friend has sort of just like impacted you as like a content creator, and like how you're viewed by others?
And
Yeah,
he
you
is genuinely amazing. Like,
Yeah,
his
Fletcher
work,
said that.
his work ethic, his dedication, and he's helped me out so much. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want to discredit that.
Yeah.
Like, he has helped me out so much, of course. And I appreciate that. But of course, there's a lot of independent stuff that goes into it. It's a bit like I used to back ages ago. We used to stream. Like, I joined every single one of his streams. And that was because I wanted to be there and support
Yeah.
it, because I thought it was really cool. And it's
Yeah.
like the same way as I did that for him. It's the same way that he, if I needed help, doing
Yeah.
a thumbnail, I could just ask. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like it's just what friends do for each other.
And that's the thing, like,
It's cool that we're all friends and we make
Yeah.
content. I mean, it works very
Yeah.
well, but
Yeah.
you know, I would say there's certain things. You have internet friends and you have proper friends. The internet friends you might, you know, you might do a joke, tweet at, but then your actual friends, you know, you'll talk to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I guess you sort of just answered my question then.
It's also like, to me at least, like even this, like to talk about friends, like mostly like YouTube friends and content friends. I've been doing this for a while, and I've had a big channel in the Netherlands. I've had mostly small channels doing English YouTube, but I've like worked for Beijing Canadian, and
here he goes, fucking hell.
For fuck's sake! What I'm trying to say.
That's cool. That's cool.
What I'm trying to say is, I've seen the different levels, and every time when I would get in contact with a bigger creator, they would refuse to even talk to me because I was like way beneath them. So to see this sort of, like, even you being on our podcast right now is mind blowing to me. And Clexter has to like constantly reassure me that it is okay to do these kinds of things. Because I couldn't imagine this back in the day.
What it made me, I think one of the coolest things about making content is you do realize, like, because you know how, as much as people tell you, like, oh yeah, no, you have celebrities, they're all just people, and I'm not, you know, classing me as a celebrity. You know, I feel like that's.
Bro, how many followers and viewers do you get?
Famous birthdays, man, come on now.
What I'm saying is, like,
famous birthdays.
What I'm getting at is, I don't. It made me realize, like, when I look at like an actor, or I look at some famous singer or someone like that. Say I think of Justin Bieber, and I try and think, oh yeah, no, he's just a person.
It's an individual. Yeah, it's a human being.
We won't actually really know the person behind that voice or whatever, because at the end of the day, we're not gonna know him because we've never spoken to him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And as much as people might form an opinion on someone, like, at the end of the day, you don't.
You're only seeing snippets.
You don't know the real person.
Yeah.
You just know what they show you. Do you know what I mean? They don't see you when you're upset. They don't see you when you're angry. You know, all of these things. Like, you know, people don't see that. But it's why I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So, you know, all of these creators are just people, and
yeah,
the majority of them.
But that's what you realize, and I think it's maybe a thing that has aged with the aging of content creation online. So many people online now are so much more. It's about making cool content together, and back then it was like, what was about, look at me, I'm famous on the internet. So if you had like 1,000 subs, people would treat people with 100 subs like trash. And now it's just so much chiller. That's like the whole reason I'm still here, because I quit for years too. Then I came back, and then I met Clexter, and he showed me that the community is this cool right now. I was like, yo, I want to make some content.
Yeah, even then I was still somewhat just starting out in the community, because like, I guess, Freddie, it was you and Griffin that somewhat got me into, you know, start making Minecraft content. Because, you know, I started off. I'm gonna do my history here of modern MCYT YouTube. But yeah, basically, so it started off back in May. I was watching the Skyblock videos and stuff. Well, I mean, actually, no, it started off with me just watching nostalgic Let's Play videos. And then I got the Skyblock videos in my recommended, so I started watching them with you and Tommy, and other people in them. Akensoft as well.
I look back on those, I really... I don't like those videos.
No, but they
Is
were...
that the reason you told me to start making Skyblock's videos?
Yeah, it was actually, Griffin.
Because I
was watching that and I was like, this is really fucking fun. This looks so much fun.
Because I didn't watch Minecraft videos anymore. I just made them. And then he comes around and he says, yo, we should make Skyblock videos. I was like, what do you mean Skyblock videos? That's irrelevant as heck. And then apparently it wasn't. And we made some Skyblock videos and they were hilarious.
That's one of the reasons I, because I made quite a few Skyblock videos. But then what became a big thing for me is I burnt out. I made so many videos, and by August last year, by the start of August last year, I had burnt out because I had made so much kind of the same content that felt just so the same, and I didn't enjoy it anymore. And it made me realize that, like, I didn't really stream for gameplay. I didn't stream to do this.
Yeah.
massive
To
cool
stream.
emoji
You
glow.
stream
I
to
streamed
stream.
to have fun and like to joke around with chat. And then that's when I realized, oh yeah, I don't really want to continue doing Skyblock stuff. I want to experiment with different kind of things. And that's when I started doing IRL content and Minecraft stuff, like more variety all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Um,
I respect that a lot because that takes nerve to do. I've got friends
Yeah,
who
no,
do.
and
like-
I've seen so many people who have say they're like they'll make content. And don't get me wrong, I'm not an expert because
Well, you do it. So you
I
should.
haven't made that. I haven't made, you know, there's a lot of, you know, Minecraft. I haven't done a lot of YouTube stuff, but what I can say for streaming is that I've, you know, it's nerve-wracking branching out, but at the end of the day, if you stick at it and be creative and unique, the biggest thing
Exactly.
is being unique.
definitely.
And loving it. Doing
You
what
gotta-
you love
and you
instead
gotta
of doing
enjoy
what
it as
people
well, yeah.
expect.
At the end of the day, I feel like if you enjoy making content, you're going to want to keep on making it, which means that you're
Yeah,
going to
bro.
be motivated.
100%.
Whereas if you don't enjoy making content, you're just kind of doomed to fail because you're gonna make content, realize I don't really enjoy this, and
Yeah.
then stop.
That's-
Whereas
Yeah.
if you do enjoy it, you're gonna keep on doing it. You know.
That's what I used to make Roblox clickbait videos, and that was my job. I worked for like a company who wrote the clickbait out for me, and then I recorded the clickbait. And I hated every minute of doing that. I hated it so much to do that, and now.
France just scored, by the way. Just to let you know.
Yeah. Okay.
I love fans.
I hated myself after doing that. That's why I quit like 2 or 3 years ago. And now, like yesterday, I was in a call with one of my friends, Mystic. He's also in the WhoDem SMP. And I just brainstormed about like what the next thing should do. What the next thing should be that I should do to not end up in that same situation. That I end up in a place where I am making content again with a large audience, but I hate what I'm doing. And I think it's very important that you ask yourself those questions so that you don't, you don't start making content you don't like. That's basically the idea.
Yeah,
Kind of went off topic there, but yeah, there you go.
Okay.
yeah. Hang on, I'm trying to brainstorm a question here. I knew we should have had the fucking questions written down, Griffin. I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, I guess. Whoopsie.
What topic?
As you said at this before the stream, you're the guy who plans things, and I'm the guy who.
Yeah.
Everyone-
This is on you, Clayton.
Yeah,
Okay.
this on you, Plexter. I like that. I like that.
So out of the entire small streaming community, like how like. Wait, no, I'm trying. Wait, I'm trying to think of the way to word this question. What are your general thoughts about the smaller streaming community, like Todd and other people like that? Just like sort of, you know.
I know. For me, I try not to categorize streamers by how big they are.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Oh god, yeah, I
Yeah.
know that's not what you're saying, but like for me,
Yeah.
in my head, I have streamers who I think are good,
Yeah,
streamers who I think you know are gonna be big, and streamers who, you know, I think I
Have a
don't
lot
know.
to learn.
I don't even know what
Either
I'm gonna say. I'm just waffling on at this point. I don't know. For me, because there's so many. I watch a lot of smaller streamers. I don't particularly watch a lot of big streamers, but I will occasionally watch them. But I would say I find it interesting to watch, streamers that I haven't seen before. So often seeing this upcoming streamer, and I think, oh yeah, no, this person's sick. And there's
yeah.
some
That's the
people.
sort of thing that I was getting at. Yeah, yeah.
There's some creators that I've seen who I've seen, and I've just thought, you're so good at this. You're so naturally good at this, and I've talked to them, and I'm like, you must have been doing this for years.
Yeah.
And, there's one streamer that I first had an interaction with him, and he was quite small at the time. And so do you know Rennie Drag?
Yeah, Rennie, fucking hell, what a lad.
I rated him. So he did like Among Us content and stuff like that on YouTube, but he'd done
Yeah.
that for like a month, and he'd already had like two massive, kind of pretty crazy videos. But of course,
But
he
was
burnt
that
out.
during not to disrespect that guy, but like was that during the Among Us surge?
Probably, yeah. I think.
I mean, it helps. So I respect that a lot, but
I
yeah.
mean, I think he burnt out of making Among Us stuff and stuff like that, and then he streamed on Among Us, I think. But then he moved over to Twitch. Anyway, I'm just waffling on here.
Fine.
But I just randomly raided him one time. Just kind of was going through. I was ending my stream and I thought, here's a raid, and I saw his camera, and immediately I just kind of thought, oh, this guy looks cool. And I raided him, and then I was like, oh, this guy's really cool. And he's got all of these. What I liked about him is he was unique. He had like loads of unique kind of traits that he did. Like all of these jokes that he'd form with his chat. Like he had like a grey filter he'd put on the screen, and like I've never seen stuff like that before. And it's like I saw him, and he had like when I rated him,
Thanks for a strong
like,
community.
He
Yeah,
had like
things like
7
that.
viewers or something. And
Really?
now he's a Twitch partner.
He's
and
fucking
he's
awesome.
got,
Man. Yeah,
you know,
he's
he gets
doing-
like 100 average viewers a stream.
But
and when I rated him, I was like, yeah, this guy's gonna be big. I just knew it. I watched his streams. I was like, yeah, no, this guy's really entertaining. He's gonna go far. And yeah, no, I was.
That's the
Yeah,
thing
I've known about. Sorry, Griffin. I'm just gonna interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've known about Rennie Drag for like quite a while now. Like I knew of him when he had like 20 viewers on Twitch. Yeah, like ever since I fucking first watched him, I was like, wow, he's really good. Like this is the sort of thing that I want to have, like a sort of community, like with you, Erin, fucking Rennie, Jonah. Like that's the sort of community that I've sort of always wanted to. Yeah, Jonah. Yeah, fucking hell, Jonah's sick, man. I remember. Yeah. He was one of the another one of the first people in the sort of community that I found. It was him, Rennie Drag, and
there's loads of them. I mean,
but
that's what I think is though. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, if you're creative with it, people are gonna.
If your heart's in it,
people are gonna watch you. Like, and at the end of the day, it doesn't mean they'll watch you straight away. Like, you could have months of streaming to 2 viewers. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean?
It does matter.
It doesn't matter. You gotta practice. You gotta get better, and then when you're kind of more kind of ready to start, gaining a lot more viewership, then you will get it. It just takes time,
I find that with myself at least, right now I'm in that kind of period again, and I'm trying to stay in it. As a creator, at a certain point you'll reach a point where you make something, or you stream, or you upload a video, and you'll look back on it thinking, I want to make something else and make it better, and then you keep getting into that drive of making content and getting better and better. So that period where you're getting 2 viewers is crucial, because that's the time where you're learning to make better and better content, and to improve, and to love making itself.
Yeah, it's interesting as well, because every single time I've been a creator, I've always looked back and thought, oh yeah, I used to be so bad. Oh yeah, I used to be so bad.
Yeah.
It's like when I made my content when I was like 11, I look back on that when I was like 13, like, wow, this is cringe. But then when I was 15, I look back on my 13-year-old content, I think, wow, this is kind of. But it's like, I feel like it's important to be honest with yourself, and
definitely.
try and be critical of
because
yourself.
then you can look back and think. But it's also important to that's what I have a lot. That if I'll be like in a low place, or like feeling bad already, and I'll look at my content and I'll think, it's so bad, But you also need to look at like if that happens, look at your first video, and then look at that one again and see how much you've improved over that period. Because you always forget how much you've improved already, and only see how much you need to improve.
Exactly.
But what I was going to say is something that's different between now and then too is like, because you just so you look at the content that people make instead of the size of their channel, and that's the difference.
Completely.
Content creators care about content. I always tell that to like the others online who are like, oh yeah, I've talked to big YouTubers before. I said, they don't. Do you think they care? They care about what you're making. If you're making cool stuff, they're interested in you. They don't give a crap who you've been in a Discord call with. Make
Yeah.
stuff. Just make stuff, and then
We're wrong, like
don't get
being.
there.
I think the reason that's got the kind of stereotype on it is like, oh yeah, well if you're a big, if you're a streamer and you stream to 10,000 viewers a stream, you know, people have this impression that oh yeah, you'll only talk to big streamers, and often
Well, that's
that might be
that's
the
what I'm
case.
used to.
That is, yeah.
But it's like you realize how much of a small world it is, and
Yeah.
actually like you realize like oh yeah, it's just about reaching out, not being
Yeah.
afraid to look like a little bit of an annoying dickhead as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of think,
I mean-
okay,
I mean,
what's the worst that's gonna happen if I message this creator? What they respond to me? No, they just ignore me. All right, okay, they get on. Like, do you know how many creators, me included, have like messaged creators before they kind of like I mean yeah. it happens
honestly,
a lot.
that's why I haven't added you
Yeah.
as a friend yet, because I thought he's not gonna accept it anyway. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Because you're so scared about what the other person's thinking, instead of just going ahead and saying like, "Hey, yo, you're another human being," instead of only
Yeah.
seeing the number.
I guess that's the sort of delusion that I had at the beginning. For example, like back in like sort of September time, that's when I was sort of just started getting introduced to the community. I remember when Erin had like 50 like average viewers or something. When he could still reach it. No, okay, no, I'm sounding like an arsehole here. I'm sorry. Okay. Just a quick
Don't think about it.
Just a quick disclaimer to anyone. I'm sorry if I am coming off across as an arsehole here. I'm not.
You're not.
It's just something. Okay.
I'm sorry if I'm coming across as an arsehole, but I'm not coming across as an arsehole.
No, okay.
You're
No,
not.
but-
Because I said it, it must be true.
No, yeah. Yeah. What I was gonna say. I'm gonna get onto that sort of like me coming across as an arsehole.
Okay, it's just you're talking to somebody who you've like looked up to for a while, and talking about people who he knows as well. So then, of course, you're gonna feel like you're saying stuff that is too sensitive. Just don't worry about it, because we know that's not the case.
Okay. Yeah. Like. I was in Aaron's chat. I was acting like a complete and utter arsehole. Like it was just straight up like I was talking about the numbers, and it was just like I look back on it now, and it's like I made such a shit impression on Aaron. Like I mean, Aaron, I don't know if you're watching this, but hello. Sorry if I did come across as an arsehole back then. But yeah, it's just sort of like I don't know. I just felt like.
Do you
know,
remember
I
the
was
names of who's?
being a
Do you remember the names of who's being an asshole in your chat?
Wait, Griffin, you just cut out then.
Do you remember the names of the people who are assholes in your Twitch chat?
Some of them.
Oh yeah.
Okay, never mind. Then my memory is horrible, so that's probably why I.
It depends how much of an asshole they were, but I. But then again, I don't know if I'd hold a grudge. If I saw them again, I'd probably be like, "Yo, you're an OG." Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if they were an arsehole,
Yo,
I'm
you
like,
made it! Whoa, that's
Right.
crazy.
I'd be like, even if they were a bit of a dickhead back in the day, I think, oh, it's fine. They're in
Welcome
my
back.
chat, that's cool.
Yeah.
I remember them.
Oh yeah. Thanks for
They
watching.
were on my stream when I did 15 player party.
You know, I feel like
It's not
I
fun.
feel like I've made such a bad impression on like so many people, and I guess that's sort of a thing that
Think-
people
Not
get
have
put
regrets
down
as
by.
well. Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like everyone grows up, and like I think if everyone wants to judge everyone now by how they were when they were 13, I mean to be fair, that does happen a bit sometimes, but like
Yeah.
I feel like if everyone wants to judge you on how you used to act, it's like, well,
I've never been judged on how I was when I was 13.
I think the main thing for me is just like I'm always so scared about coming across as an arsehole that when I do feel like I am, it's just sort of like I get really fucking like, oh shit, I'm coming across as an arsehole here. They're
Yeah.
gonna,
But that's what I said
guess-
before about like social awareness coming with your
Actually,
age.
but
Yeah.
actually, by feeling like you are coming across as an asshole shows maturity in itself. Because actually, at the end of the day, like
Definitely.
when you're younger and you say things,
Yeah.
you don't really think about how you come across. You just kind of
Yeah.
say it. You know what I mean? Whereas, like,
Yeah.
if you're consciously thinking, "Do I sound like a dickhead?"
You can
That
never.
shows maturity in
What,
itself.
what I learned is that, I don't know if I should tell this story. Well, okay. So at a certain point in time, my
Even
home,
that don't.
my hometown had a very strong opinion about me because there were a lot of incriminating rumors going around about me. And basically spent my life trying to get those rumors out of the world. And then I realized it's impossible to make people. It's impossible to control the way people think about you. So it's better to just know for sure that. Be sure about who you are and how you treat people. And then if you do end up slipping up, then you apologize for it sincerely. And then if they still don't like you for it,
as well.
and then if they still dislike you for it after that, it's their mistake. I don't know.
Yeah.
And especially with apologies as well, like I think it's kind of clear when someone genuinely is sorry. To me,
Definitely.
You know, of course, some people are fake and they're very good actors. Props to them. But like, I feel like for me, you know, it's kind of clear if someone apologizes. It's quite easy to tell whether they're being genuine or not.
Yeah.
And you know,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to think of another subject.
Well,
It's not-
it's another.
Ready to
It's
put
another.
some
I've got a
topics on.
subject because we talked
Go on.
about this before. That's Dutch. I'm sorry. Before the podcast, but while we were planning the questions, I don't know if you want to talk about it, Freddy, but me and Clexter were talking about like bisexuality and stuff, and what that's like. Because I'm also bi.
nice.
I did.
I identify
Pretty
as
awesome.
bi at the moment. Because the thing
But,
is,
so I'd
like,
be very interested, mostly because Clexter's like going through that stuff right now. Like,
the thing
how
is-
you figured that stuff out about yourself? If you're comfortable talking about that live on the
Yeah,
internet, I don't know if you
100%.
do.
No, I think it's a crazy thing because I never really considered my sexuality until I started college, until I left secondary school really. And I think that's because being
a
in
stigma on
secondary
it?
school, yeah, 100%. I would walk around and people would call me gay, and I would be like, oh, so gay's a bad thing, right?
Same.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. It's like in my head, I was like,
fucking
oh, right. So what? Liking guys is a bad thing. So growing up, I was like, okay, well, because people use it as an insult, and even though people tell me it's like, maybe, you know, it's just not worth it, you know, to try and
To even
figure out. So-
think about it.
yeah, to even think about it. So I was like,
Yeah. Isn't that
genuinely,
crazy?
I don't want to feel kind of, I don't know, I feel a little bit, I don't want to, no, I wouldn't say ashamed, but like at the time, because there was so much negative
Or
stuff
not
about
not
it,
ashamed, but
every
different.
time I thought
Yeah.
about it though, every time I thought about it, I would be like, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
Which I almost regret, because like I wish I'd just thought about it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's okay to think about
Yeah.
it. No one's, you know, not. It doesn't define you. Doesn't define you.
Well, it does partially.
person.
Like, if you, it's really important to know who you are as a person.
Hmm.
So if you deny a whole part of yourself simply
Well, that's what I'm
because
saying,
you
but,
feel
like,
like everybody else wants that, that's
say
a bad thing.
it's not like if you think about it, that automatically makes you
Yeah.
gay. That's what I used to be.
Yeah.
That's what I used to have at the back of my mind. I thought, all right, wait. So if I think about this, does that mean that I am?
Well, that's why gay is an
attracted to
insult to
guys.
some people.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really stupid that it's like that. So yeah, the way I figured out is, to be honest,
story.
I actually got to college when I went to college, and I would talk to people, and they'd be like, you're gay, right? And I'd be like,
Oh my god, that's
but they just all assumed I
Oh,
was.
just you're gay,
And
right?
it was like, people just assumed I was, which, you know what, I'm not gonna say, I'm not the most straight guy in the world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like,
Same,
everyone
same.
used to
We're
be
all-
like, oh yeah, when I
We're all-
first met you, I fully thought you were gay. I was like, oh, okay.
that's an interesting. Okay,
Fair
yeah.
enough. I mean, I kind of, for about I'd say the past 2 years of my life, I was like, well, I didn't even know. So I didn't even realize till like a year ago how I was
Yeah.
feeling.
Same.
I mean, the thing
and
is,
then I was like, oh, that's cool, because I actually thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna think about this, and then I did, and then
So why
you know,
not?
gradually
That's what I
over
thought.
time, I realized, but there's no rush. Never
Yeah.
any rush.
Yeah,
your time.
That's it. Exactly. Don't
Like,
don't
and
feel forced to put a label on yourself.
Like, I didn't realize till I was 17, you know,
Mhm.
which is.
I mean, I mean, at the moment, I see all these people making like tweets like, "Oh, I'm bi" or whatever, and that's perfectly fine if they want to do that. But I feel like we're constantly changing as people. Like, even when you're an adult and you're like, "I'm convinced that this is me." I feel like at some point in your life, there's gonna be times when it's like
A friend,
you change.
the father of a friend of mine
like-
realized he was
I mean,
transgender
just
when he was 45.
I mean, just because, right, other people are saying I'm bi, and you see them and they're like, they're so much younger than you or whatever. Like, I have friends who, I was talking to one of my friends and he was saying, yeah, no, I've known I was gay since I was in year 5. But I only knew since I was like 16, 17. So it's like, there's no, people find out at different times. It gets to you at some times. Sometimes it's about how much you're exposed to it. Sometimes you just know. And to be honest,
Everyone's
you just
different.
know. You just know when.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
When you come to the conclusion, you just know.
With
You're like, yeah,
that's
I
the
know.
point.
with me, it was
Don't rush it.
I was at work. I was 18, 19 too. I was 19, I think. Doesn't matter. I was working, and one of my colleagues walked by. A new colleague. I just met this new colleague. He started off that day, and he was pretty handsome. And I thought, well, it's a guy. Why do I feel like this about a guy? I like women, And
You're like, yes, no.
I'm
no,
not
no.
gay. I'm not gay. That's the first thing I
Yeah,
thought.
I was like, no, I can't think about this.
Exactly.
That's a gay thought. That can't be right.
And then I went home and I was like, maybe. And I go out a lot, and the COVID wasn't a thing then. So I went to some clubs, and usually I'd go after the ladies, and I went for guys a couple times. And so then I did a couple things, and I was like, yeah, I like this too. So, and then I told, but I only told my friends. That's the thing. Now I'm telling it live on the internet. But no, I only
Have you not
told my
said
friends.
it publicly before?
Once or twice, I've kinda, not really, because, but I don't care about
Welcome
it,
to
and
the
I
club.
don't think people should care about it.
No,
It's
yeah,
my
that's
thing. So
Yeah.
what do you got to do with it? It's okay to be interested in it, but I don't like to label myself.
I guess the thing with me that fully prevents me from like saying like, yes, this is me, is because I have had them periods where I have changed. Because like for example, in like year 8, like the beginning of year 8, I was like, I feel like I'm bisexual, but then a few months later I was like, I'm not bisexual though,
Yeah.
am I? And
At the
then
end of
it's
the day,
recently now where it's just like, I am
you're young,
bisexual,
mate.
I think.
Like I'm not trying to be patronizing.
No,
You're
no, yeah,
young.
no, it's fine, don't worry,
You know what
yeah.
I mean, like,
The stuff will change.
I hate calling you young because I feel like such a dickhead. Like, oh
Yeah.
I'm older than you.
I
I'm
hated it
wiser,
when
I'm
people
wiser.
said that to me. That's what I always watch out when
But
I
it's
say
like,
it to you.
I'm
so I want to
fine,
make
I'm
sure that
fine
I'm
with
not
it,
pissing you
'cause-
off. But what I'm saying is like,
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it.
it's okay to not be like, you're allowed to take as much
Oh,
time
yeah.
as you need. Like at the end of the day, you want to wait until you properly, doesn't matter.
Just don't
Yeah,
label
I mean-
yourself. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Do what you want to
What you
feel.
want to do, and then if you're at a point where you're like, yeah, I don't mind,
Good save.
kind of saying this is how I feel. So, I mean, that was what I was like, I
Yeah.
was pretty sure for about a year, but no, I was pretty sure for I'd say a good few months. Like I was like 100% sure for a good few months, but
Mhm.
then like I was like after a
I
certain
can share
point, I was
this
like,
with people.
it was a big part of my personality, and I did kind of want to share it, which is why I kind of told the internet. I was like, actually, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm just gonna say something on stream, like, and I'll tell you what, this is what I also found as well. I would see someone put like a comment in my chat or something, and they'd be like, "You're a straight white male," and that really got on my nerves.
Yeah.
Because it's like people automatically just assume that you're straight. And it's
Everybody is
Yeah.
because okay. I'm
Like, I
gonna
was
be.
like,
Oh, sorry. Go on.
I was literally just thinking like, yeah, but it's not. I really want to, and then that's when so of course it wouldn't be an exact message like that, but I would see someone say like or they'd ask a question like, what is your sexuality? And it's like, it's not something that I wanted to hide, and I thought actually if I can be open
Mhm.
about this, because I think
Yeah.
it's a great thing, I hope that I can help other people kind of come to terms with it. So I really wanted that.
The first
Yeah.
thing. One of the first.
Sorry, Griffin, can I just say something?
Yes. Go ahead.
I feel like that's the great thing about today's society, and people can argue this opinion with me, by the way. But we live in such an accepting society now, where people are well, I mean, like I said, it's a touchy subject. But I feel like for example, just in general, just social media, it's become so accepting of it. And I feel like we are getting those people that are coming out and telling their stories, and that's so good to me. And obviously, like I said, people can argue with me. I'm not denying
Oh,
the
I'm not
fact
gonna-
that there are fucking homophobic dickheads in the world.
Uh,
But
In
I
a
feel
lot of countries,
I
you
feel-
get stoned to death for being gay. So.
yeah, it's
yeah.
like-
So
I think
Yeah.
actually, you know, yes, we've come a long way. I think we've got a long way to go. I was
Yeah,
talking to one of my friends.
I do
No,
have an
definitely,
argument about
definitely,
this.
Yeah,
It's gonna sound very philosophic, but the way I see it is, for the entire history of the human race, we've been forced to just accept the people that we live with. Like you're the living community where you are born. That's the people who you're gonna be with the rest of your life. Good luck. And now, because of the internet, because of social media, you have people. If you've got a quirk for your living community, like if you're gay, if you're the only gay person in your entire hometown, and you go onto the internet, now there's a bunch of gay people, and now you're together, and now you've got one voice together. And I think that's why people who've previously been oppressed so much now have a chance to get together, and that is beautiful. But that doesn't mean that there aren't still those communities around
Yeah,
the world.
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Exactly. That's what, and I was trying to word it in a way that made you sound less like a 13.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's what? Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Football too interesting.
Okay, France did just score again. I'm not gonna lie. But
What
2-1
score?
to France.
Oh fucking hell! Let's go.
Hungary are
France.
currently second. I actually that would be so.
The Dutch
good.
are doing pretty great too, right?
Dutch are popping off, you know. Honestly, I was rooting for the Dutch.
Oh,
Honestly,
thanks.
I really-
England.
We tried.
Tell you what, if Hungary win their game and France win their game, that means England play Hungary, which is so much easier than England playing Germany. So I'm praying Hungary win.
Bro,
Not yeah.
Germany has defeated us every time. Every time we got into the finale, Germany destroyed us.
Germany-
So we've got a very bad relationship with Germans. But that's because of 1940.
yeah. Not you know, nothing personal, just football.
Football,
When
yeah.
it's football, alright, you gotta back your country. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, definitely. I don't care about football, but I've rooted for the Netherlands before. Full orange.
you gotta love the Dutch. I've never met a Dutch. You know, I never met someone from the. Yeah, what can I say? What can I say?
Nice to meet you, I'm Griffin. My real name is not Griffin. But yeah.
What, really?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
No, it's definitely just gonna change his name to Griffin just
I know
because
what
he's
I was gonna
like a
say.
god.
Back on the topic of kind of, you know, LGBTQIA+, I think having like a big, because you know how you have there's a lot of openly gay celebrities. What
Definitely.
we haven't really had is like a prime minister or president who's been openly
Yeah.
gay. And like
Yeah.
in a main country, and of course that doesn't solve anything because we know that there's still a massive racism issue when Obama was the president. However, I
yeah.
think it would make a massive shift if there was like a prime minister or of like a big country who was openly gay. I think that would make a massive shift because, you know.
The thing is,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, yeah, I agree with that. But I feel like a large problem, and this is gonna be really controversial. I don't know if I should say that. It's fine.
Anyway, no
But-
fucks given,
The
boys.
thing is, I feel like, I think like because like the Obama thing you said, I feel like that also has had a negative effect because you're addressing it, right? These are problems that get bigger by addressing it as well. Like yes, you're making a point, like Black Lives Matter, for instance. You're making a point, and it's a good point, and yes, preach, go for it. But it's becoming more and more of a point for your opposition too. So you're making the problem. You're also making the problem bigger. So I don't know. I don't know if.
But it isn't. Would you not argue that that's?
Yeah, no, that's
It-
definitely good.
It
That's
needs to
definitely
be-
a good thing.
Everyone needs to know about it. And actually, I don't think that made the problem bigger. Like, I think
It's more,
that makes
yeah,
people
it's
more
difficult.
likely to challenge. I feel like that makes more people likely to challenge. And I think actually, when it becomes a thing where, because I think in some societies it is challenged heavily, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
When it becomes a thing where
Mhm.
everything is challenged,
it's just when
we're gonna make a lot of
it's
progress.
just that I'd be sad. Like if, yeah, that's it. That's what I was trying to kind of make my point. If somebody would run for president now and they would be a part of the LGBTQ plus, that would be their headline, right? So that would be a part of their personality instead of it. So then people, that there will be a negative backlash because of that, and then it becomes a social political problem instead of just being like, look at me, I'm a part of this community and I'm still successful, because that's what you want. That's the message you want to give. Like, it's okay to be like this because the president's also that. That's the goal. But I feel like it always becomes so political, and I feel like that's a bad thing for it. But it's something you can't avoid. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's always gonna be negative effects to everything.
Yeah, I guess.
I think it's necessary to have stuff
Definitely.
like that.
Oh, I
Actually, if we
definitely
didn't,
agree with that.
nothing would change.
Definitely, yeah.
If we didn't have, you know, it's constantly evolving, and we've got a long way to go. And actually, I feel like
Okay,
the only way
huge
it
way
is
to
going to
go.
go forward, if the only way we are going to go forward is if people kind of stand up and go against it, because there's still some countries that, you know, public executions are still a thing. And to me, that sounds
crazy.
so medieval. But like,
The thing
you
is,
know,
though-
what I mean, like, it's like, if you think they're not even that far behind us, that's only like, that's less than 100 years ago.
Well, you gotta,
I mean, for
you
us.
gotta realize that okay, I'm not gonna. I'll be talking for hours. Go ahead, keep.
Well, I was more just saying, like, you know, it wasn't that long ago that the UK and, you know, what people might class as, you know, more developed countries, it wasn't that far ago that we were doing stuff like that. So I hope that
Well,
as
executions for being gay, you mean?
No,
Or
just
public
executions.
public
Like anything.
persecution?
I'm on about, like, in the UK, like, I mean, less than 100 years ago, there was still public executions.
100
mean,
years
like-
ago, there were
Yeah.
public executions.
Do you have any other
Yeah.
topics now?
Well, I mean, the economy's, you know, that's not looking very good right now. You know.
Oh wait, what? This is something I'd be interested in. Already as a
No, I don't know. I don't
no,
give a
as
shit.
a streamer, like, cause you look at smaller streamers, you just said, and you kind of qualify people as like promising and not promising. So if you look at our whole WhoDem thing as a group, like, what do you think of that? How do you think we are doing?
Yeah,
right
what
now?
did you rate us out of 10?
No, and what would be advice that you could give us? I think that's a very interesting
Well, just
question.
any small content creators, just
Well, no,
in general.
let's keep it at us for that's because
No,
No, but you- No, but that-
we
for the
did
show.
we did. I mean, we got Freddie Badlinu on the server, so you know.
So, well, now that I've got the question to ask you, like, I'm definitely interested to see like what your opinion on it is.
I think it's
You can be critical. That's what I'm asking of you.
hungry. We're about to take a free kick.
Okay.
Just outside the box.
Oh yeah, go on, hungry.
Oh, great. You can. I mean,
Oh,
you
great.
can
Oh, that
share
was
screen
close.
if you
That
want.
was close. Okay. Fair play to Neuer. All right. Anyway, sorry. No, I think it's cool.
Neuer.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, I have friendship groups with content creators and friendship groups without content creators, friendship groups with content creators and some not content creators. I don't know if that made any sense, but like,
Yeah.
I
Made
have
a lot of
friendship
sense.
groups. I think it's, you know, so, but like, I don't know what. I mean, what specifically? What, just seeing as a group? Or?
So, like, okay, so it's the idea of the group currently is just that we have a bunch of creators, and I try to make changes behind the scenes to keep people as motivated as possible to make content, and like it's just a Minecraft SMP right now, and we're trying to do lore. So looking at that, like that total picture, like if that would be you, if that would be your SMP, what would you do to like
What if
move to
SMP,
move
what would I do?
forward? I'm
What,
sorry,
if I had an SMP, what would I do?
yeah.
First of all, I would try and make it unique. I mean, of course, there's like, of course, everyone goes off like the whole like, oh yeah.
Because
okay,
we've got
well,
our unique thing is
do lore,
proximity chat. Because
yeah.
I but I guess
It's
that's
not.
not unique anymore.
It's not.
I think for me, if I had an SMP, I would want to try and make it unique as possible, and I would probably try and focus on. I know I probably wouldn't do lore, personally.
Yeah.
That was me. I mean, of course, it's a fun thing to do sometimes, but I think just because that's the go-to, like, I think everyone at this point, they've seen what lore is.
Yeah.
You know, they know what it is.
I think it.
And
I always
it's
thought.
interesting. Don't get me wrong, but like at the end of the day, like, why is someone just scrolling through Twitch or scrolling through whatever gonna see your stream and think, oh, they're doing lore? That's interesting.
Exactly.
Whereas if you're say you're doing an SMP, you decide, okay, you know what? We're gonna do an SMP, but each SMP member, okay, we're gonna host a massive boxing match or something, and every time someone loses, they have to, you know, eat a chili or something. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Do you know what I mean? Because it's different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And actually, at the end of the day, people like there's the safe stuff. You know, the safe stuff. Oh, okay, that's lore. Do the safe things. Do the usual things. At the end of the day, if you wanna go, you know, if you wanna do something interesting, you gotta think something unique, something that hasn't been done before, because that's what people want to see. They don't want to see the, you know, if you go on Twitch and filter by SMP, you click on so many of them, they'll just be like, oh yeah, they're doing lore, but like,
but that's the thing.
Every single one of those?
The way I see it is like I don't address the lore really. Like I think it's I think
like you can.
I make up
like,
but I make you make up a story. Like you make up a story behind the scenes, right? You do the story, you play it all out. Don't say like, oh, we're doing a story stream. Just do the story throughout the stream. Like make it happen. Let it, and then it's.
And I think it's great, but I think
because that's the way I'm doing it.
And it is fun. Don't get me wrong. Like doing lore and shit like
well,
that.
not necessarily lore, but having things happen. Like me and
like,
Mystic, we made like a tunnel between our houses, and we made that lore. But that's not lore. It's just the topic of the video. We're doing that.
I mean, Griffin, you brought up the not pointing out that it's lore. I think that's when I started to fall off of the Dream SMP. Because, like, at this point, people are like, oh, yeah.
Oh, they're doing it on purpose?
Oh. But I just mainly watch it for the personalities behind it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think, I'm not a big fan of the people that do point it out. I think it's just, it should, you know, that's the most interesting thing, just watching people play on a Minecraft server.
It's the people.
And
that's
having
what you're watching.
implemented. Yeah.
But, yeah. What do you think of the logo?
What?
The WhoDem logo, dude. Wait, hold up. I'm gonna send it real quick. I make all the logos. I have a graphic design company.
I haven't.
If you need any designs, Mr. Badlinu. I'm a graphic designer. There you go. Yeah, feel ashamed for me, Clegg. Where's the?
I can't even complain because he's made all my shit. So fair play.
Yes, I have. I got.
Griffin, do you want to play that ad with you and Kano that you made?
I can put it. Okay, this is really small, but that's the logo for the podcast, and that's the chats in. Oh, I have a friend request. Bro, Badlinu just added me as a friend. What? That's crazy. Oh, you did that when I said that I was afraid to add you.
Okay. Like, I was like, oh well, I'll just do it then. If you're not gonna do it, I guess I'm gonna have to make the move.
Oh, nice. Yeah, GG, bro. Respect. Thanks.
Anyway.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, but Germany just scored and Hungary just scored like a minute later. Let's go, Hungary! Let's go!
My dad's also watching. Usually when stuff like that happens, you can hear him scream.
Germany's cool, okay? Like Germany's cool, but sorry, Hungary the underdogs, and it's better for us to, you know. That's so cool. That was straight up
space then.
I like Germany, but Hungary.
Hungry.
I don't know. I've got a conflicted opinion on every country that sounds like not being just not having enough food. Yeah.
No cat was there.
Oh wait. Yeah, I just. But yeah, okay.
I feel.
Me a while. Sorry, yeah, I'm concerned for all countries that don't have enough food.
Yeah. So it took me a while to be able to. Always have a really hard time with because I am Dutch and I don't speak English, so I have a hard time finding the words sometimes.
You speak
So do
very
I.
well.
Yeah, I
I'm
know
not
that,
even
but
Dutch.
it's like right there.
Yeah,
It kind of
because,
ruined
yeah,
my
he's,
joke.
you know, he's
No, I
fucking
know I'm great, but
English.
sometimes I've got like a joke in my head, but it's in Dutch, and then I need to translate it while I'm saying it, and it just doesn't. But yes, I do know that.
Yeah.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Chill out, man. Chill out.
Oh, geez, popping off.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, like, I feel like a lot of people who aren't from the UK can speak better English than I can, and I just
Same.
kind of sat there like,
Well,
oh,
well, we
Me
have
when-
we've had it in school. We were taught in school how to speak English since the dawn of my school. We always everybody can speak it, but it's the small things. It's like I wouldn't know how to call it when you've had enough food. I just realized that, like, which word that is. When you like, what do you say then? When you've
I'm
eaten
full.
enough. Is that what you'd say? Because that's what you'd say
Yeah.
in Dutch, literally. You'd say,
I
ik
just like,
ben vol.
oh, yeah, I'm full. Yeah, no, I've eaten too much. There's expressions, of course. Like,
Exactly, and those
people
are the
might
things
say,
that you get
oh,
stuck on.
Stuff.
Oh man, I'm stuffed. I was just thinking that. Oh, I'm stuffed. Oh my god. You know.
Or like when being because I am a lot when I'm online with people. When I'm not sober, I like to say, like, in the middle of the conversation, oh, I'm fucked or something like that. But that's the only one I know, and I don't have any other ones. So that's where my English kind of fails. It's like I don't know the certain words for certain expressions.
You speak well English. I wouldn't worry about it. You could. The thing is, you know, I mean, people understand you as well. Like,
I can start talking Dutch, but then everybody would just get confused.
Yeah, Griffin, I've actually
do it
never
once
been
Dutch
confused
stream a
by
week.
a single word you've said.
Nice. It's great. Thanks. Okay, I wasn't insecure about
Okay,
it.
hang on. Well, let's think of a downtime. Let's just cut this. Let's just cut some of the parts where we just think of downtimes out, because this is gonna go on forever.
Who's gonna cut that?
Trying to think of something. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Shut up, Mr. Fucking.
okay,
Edit.
come on. Let's
Yeah. Brainstorm.
Think of subjects.
If
Oh.
you're gonna cut it, like. I
Oh
don't know,
yeah, I am gonna cut it out.
If we, well, yeah, do whatever. I mean, but when you think of wrapping it up, because then I can get an idea. You know what I mean?
We can start wrapping it up now. We've
Yeah,
been
we
doing
can
it
start
for
wrapping
I
it
don't
one
mind.
hour
Like,
and
I'm
20
in no
minutes.
rush.
I mean,
I'm in no rush. But I was just wondering,
Okay.
just in terms of.
Yeah, we're 1 hour 20 minutes in, so we can start wrapping it up.
really? Okay, yeah. Let's start wrapping it up then. Jesus Christ, this is only meant to go on for an hour. Okay, let's think of like one final question, because our final question, my final question,
have
is
an
actually just going to be,
have an
what's
idea?
your advice to anyone, like, you know, people coming up to you,
Okay.
like small streamers, they come up to you on the street. This is just hypothetically, but like, okay,
Street?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Just go for it.
You have a
I
lot
mean,
of
just
small
in
streamers
general.
coming up at you at
I mean,
the street.
all
On
the
the
No,
street.
I
time,
mean
all the
just
time.
in general.
Nice.
I mean just like that's like a
Yeah.
metaphor for people coming to you for advice. Okay, let me do this. Okay, so Freddie, people are coming up to you on the street. This is hypothetically.
Oh, okay.
Small streamers are coming up to you on the street. They're asking, "How the fuck do I do this? What's the one piece of advice? You can only give one piece of advice, by the way, in this situation, of what
Piece of
you'd give
advice.
to them."
Is this just some random person who happens to be a streamer who comes up to me on the street?
Yeah,
Are
just like
Oh man, I don't want to be cliche.
It's alright.
Yeah.
Just what you honestly
fine.
what you
I
would
would
say.
say, oh, there's two things I want to say though.
Go
I'm
ahead.
just saying.
I'd say, have fun and be unique.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's
I know it's
literally it.
cliche, have fun,
And-
but at the end of the day, if you have fun, you enjoy it, you're going to be motivated, which means you're going to do better.
And
It's
that's
just
the
how it works.
important
Like, I
thing.
know it sounds so cliche, but it applies to everywhere.
Because that's
Yeah.
what I didn't realize for a long time doing it. People always said that, yeah, have fun with it, but I didn't realize what that meant. That doesn't mean to just have fun with it. It means to make a situation for yourself where it's fun. So
Yeah.
make sure that you do what you want to do instead of what people expect you.
Yeah. The thing that people think as well is like, oh, I don't have a good PC. I can't make content. You know, it's like that's just as long as you're entertaining to watch.
Bro, I've
you're
seen people
a good
make
person, you know.
seen people make content that's like better than mine with less with a horrible computer, and that's the most with like a
Don't get me
horrible
wrong,
setup.
like, you
the
know,
most
having
impressive thing
expensive
ever.
equipment is cool, and it does help. And you might have a couple more people who are like,
Like
more
your
likely to
webcam,
say,
Fred.
like, oh yeah, well it looks better. Do you know what I mean? It's more aesthetically pleasing. But at the end of the day, like, you know,
It doesn't.
I used to
matter.
make videos on, you know, at the time, which might have been good equipment at the time. You know, I might have made a video on like a webcam laptop, and that was probably that at the time. Like when I did that, that was a good camera. I look back on it now, I'm like, fucking hell. If anyone did that now, they get memed because it was that shit. But at the time,
Yeah.
it was good. So you know, it doesn't matter
It's easy to
because at
judge.
the end of the day, like,
Yeah.
people can watch a video. It doesn't matter what I'd say audio quality may matter a little bit more.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
you know,
That was the
yeah.
first thing
Get
I
a good-
bought in 2012. I bought a
If you're
condenser mic.
gonna invest, I would say get a good microphone because at least you can talk to people and you know you can be entertaining with your voice, even if you got a laggy gameplay or whatever. If you can make fun of it by making jokes with your mic. doesn't matter.
Another common misconception that people have is that YouTube does happen overnight. You know, it's like, no, but for example, you look at people like Dream. You know, he has been at it
Grinded
for
for years, and then it
Just
happened
because
overnight.
people have a sudden boost in growth doesn't mean that you won't
You might
see
have
that for a
growth
long
overnight.
time.
Don't get me wrong. Like
Mhm.
that's often how it works. You
gotta
do
stay
grow
at it.
overnight, but you're not going to.
You won't start it
become-
out.
Yeah, you won't complete life overnight. Do you know what I mean?
Like even with Collector now, you're doing great, and I'm like
Thanks,
amazed
thanks.
every time I look at the stuff that you're doing. But I remember, but you are learning more and more. You have learned now to appreciate the grind, and that was step one for you to get here. You started doing streams every day, and whenever you didn't want to do it, you made yourself do it. And
Yeah.
that's going the extra mile. That's where.
I mean, like we look at Dream's channel. He started on the 8th of February. That's when his channel was created, at least. I don't know if that's how long he has been doing YouTube, because he probably has privated some videos in the past. But you know, he didn't start. Yeah, he didn't start seeing full growth until probably about halfway through. Like, not even halfway through. Probably like 3/4 of the way through his YouTube career so far. So just like if you're starting out, and just remember that shit doesn't happen overnight. Like even I'm not, you know.
The way you
fucking,
gotta
like-
see it. That's the way somebody told me. Told me how to do it. You gotta imagine that you're gonna be successful in 27 years. So you gotta work like that. You gotta work as if you're not gonna get any success until you've been doing this for 27 years, because then you're gonna grind your tits off.
Kind of. I mean, I also think actually you gotta aim high. Even if
Yeah,
it's unrealistic.
exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta aim
I know,
there.
I know people
I don't-
say, nah,
Bro.
aim high, but be
Bro.
realistic. Nah, don't be realistic.
I agree
Do
with
you
that
think
so
any of this
much.
shit is realistic? Do you think if I, you know, 2 years ago had said, oh yeah, no, you're gonna have Twitch partner, I'd be like, that's realistic? Because no, not at all.
So,
I'm like,
you gotta aim
probably
here,
not.
and then you might hit here, but if you hit here, then you're gonna go there.
Even
Well,
like
don't-
2
don't
years
set
ago, just
yourself-
having
the
like
thing is, aim high, but don't set yourself specific goals. Because of course, like, I don't think number goals are a
Yeah.
good thing.
Well, you can do specific goals, but
Yeah.
don't like.
But like, if
make
the
it-
thing is, if I say, oh yeah, by the end of the year, I want to, don't set yourself a time limit. That's what I'd say. Because
That's
say
it.
I was to be like, oh yeah, by the end of the year, I want to have, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like, there's a chance it could happen, but if it doesn't happen, then you'll be disappointed.
Yeah, it's not about because why
But so
time
don't
limits
set
make no
yourself time
sense.
limits. Just say, hey, yeah, I want to do this. I want to hit this.
But I think people should see it as like a career. People see it as career goals. You should see it as life goals. I think. Because if you see it as career goals, then I mean, there's exactly what you said. It's time limits. If you set a time limit, then you're only setting yourself up to be disappointed because you can't see what's gonna happen in the future.
yeah.
Completely.
I mean, there's a really good video on it. There's one about Ninja. And it's by a
Lecture's
guy called
entire
Andre.
opinions is built on videos.
No, yeah, but this is
Right.
something that really does hold true. But if you look at Andre Turbo, Telba, I don't know how to say his name. But yeah, you look at his channel. You look at a video called I think it's Ninja's Road to Success or something. That has a lot of key points that really do hold. Like Ninja's a really good example to look at in terms of just becoming successful in general. I think. Well, personally, I think.
Grind, bro. There's not. Everybody always asks
Yeah.
it. How do you get successful? Grind your tits
Yeah.
off. And if you
Mm.
can't do that, then it's not for you. But if you
Yeah.
want it, then do it.
Yeah.
Because that's the point where I'm at now too. But you gotta know something about me. I've got a huge ego, like the size of the moon. And because I've had success in the past, I had a really hard time doing it again because I felt like I didn't have to prove myself anymore.
Mm.
But I told myself, nah, bro, it's not about proving yourself. If you want to get somewhere, you gotta grind. You gotta grind. So now I gotta get back into like daily streaming and like a lot of consistent
But
uploads.
always quality.
that's the thing.
Always quality first. Though.
Yeah, quality first, of course, but like,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. Make
a cliche
focus yourself on make stuff. Don't be afraid to. But like, yes, quality first. But if you made a crappy video, don't be afraid to release that because at the end of the day, in a week, if in a year you make better stuff, you'll look back on it and be like, look at how much better I got. So it's about making things at the end. Make.
Alright. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, we said we'd start wrapping it up about 20 minutes ago, so I think
Ben.
now is a good time to wrap this up. Okay. How are we gonna do the outro?
I
My
did the outro last.
Just
Well,
wait.
I'll just do an outro.
I need a wait. I'll be honest. So.
Nice. I'll just do a normal outro for Clegg. Because let's do it that way. You always did the intro. I always did the outro.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So, hope you enjoyed. Wait. That's a little too fast, isn't it? So, should I take it back from like the conversation and then ease it in, or just do straight up outro?
Just go for it. You can.
All right. So, thank you very much for joining, Mr. Freddy Badlinu.
It's been an honor.
When Clexter said that you might be interested on being on the SMP, I was very surprised because, as I said, I'm not used to creators being that great. So thank you very much. It's really dope that you joined in, and I had a lot of good conversations. Yeah,
Cool.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Definitely, bro. Like maybe if we can come up with some interesting subjects, we can do another episode later on. So
I'm down. Yeah.
definitely. Okay, so on that note.
Yeah.
Everybody watching, thank you very much for tuning in. We're
Thanks for watching.
gonna do an episode of this podcast every single week. Next episode is probably gonna be with a big Roblox YouTuber. So ask him what it's like to have to be an adult man playing Roblox. So if you're interested in that, make sure to tune in next week. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you're new, and catch guys all hopefully in the next podcast. And bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Wait, I just realized we didn't do our shouting out stuff. Redo it. No.
What do we need to shout out?
Just because I mean, you know, we usually let people shout their stuff.
Freddy, do you want some clout from us?
I don't.
It's a free clout. No.